So I've made some space on my camera to do a video. Woo! It's just a time consuming thing, you know, it's one of those things. So I thought what would be quite cool, as a few people have sort of suggested it, and if there's just a few of you, if there's a few of you out there that wanted to know bits and pieces about me that I know a few of you have been asking, this is going to be the video where you're going to find out them questions. It's going to be a kind of like get to know Amber thing. I did one like 2 years ago, a year ago, so it's pretty much outdated now. My favourite things and preference and stuff like that's probably completely changed. So, you know, let's start from the top, shall we? A few of these questions or answers I'm just going to like put out there are things that people have asked me. I have written like a ton, first you see blank, I have written like a load down so I don't forget to sort of say it. So I will be looking down a lot. I'm not trying to be rude and not look at you, I'm sorry. So I'm going to start off with the first question that maybe not a lot of people do know. They just see me on YouTube. What I study at college if I went to college. I went to college, I'm still about to finish college actually. I've got like a week left. I studied animal management at college for 3 years. I loved it. I love animals. It is my passion, my inspiration, my motivation, and yeah. So animals, woo! I study that. I study everything within animal stuff, if that makes sense. Just management of animals. I study that. Things that I do at least once a year. I go to Menorca at least once a year. If I can, I will. It's always been sort of like a family thing that's just stuck. When I was younger, my parents took me to Menorca every year without fail, and I've kind of just grown to love it a lot out there. The people are lovely, the food's great, the company's awesome, and it's just like my second home, my second family, and it doesn't take that long to get there from England. So, you know, and I'm going there in less than a week, so I'm really excited. My natural hair colour, God, that's a question and a half. Last time I checked, /knew, which would probably be about 10 years old going lower, my natural hair colour is like a greyish, browny, blondie colour, and I absolutely hated it, so when I was 12 years old I got my first set of highlights. Yep, it all went downhill from there. My favourite hair colour to have on me now is like the browny, reddy sort of, I don't know what colour my hair is at the moment, it's like a kind of browny, reddy colour, I don't know. So yeah, that is probably my favourite hair colour to have, or highlights if they're done well. I do like being blonde, but it's just so much upkeep and it makes me look quite young when I have blonde hair. So, and my hair looks really like damaged half the time when I have blonde hair, but I do like blonde hair as well. So yeah, what is this? Have I even written that down? Oh yeah, I understand it now. One thing that mentally is like a downfall, I'm trying to break that down. Probably my self-esteem. My self-esteem and confidence within myself is pretty rubbish. Anybody that sort of gives me a compliment or says nice things, I sort of knock it down and be like, oh no, I'm not, you know. And a lot of people think that a lot of people sort of dig for compliments because they're saying, oh no, I'm not. But my self-esteem generally is quite crap. I just don't highly rate myself. I want to move on from that because it's a bit poo. Do you prefer animals over people, Amber? Straight up. I would prefer animals over people in a heartbeat. People lie and say nasty things and they talk. People talk, animals don't talk, so God forbid if animals start talking. And yeah, I just think they're nicer. Bit sad that. Diet Coke or full fat Coke? Diet Coke. I think it's fizzier and tastes nicer and it's better for you than full fat Coke, let's be honest. My favourite colour's purple, probably a lot of you knew that. My favourite perfume is by Paco Rabanne, Lady Million, Lady Gaga, Little Black Dress and Dot. One perfume that you'd want to try, I want to try the Katy Perry cat bottle shaped perfume just because it's shaped in a cat. Is that bad? I don't even know what it smells like. I just want to try it because it's got a cat on it. What job did I want to do at 13 years old? When I was 13, I wanted to be a journalist. I liked writing and, you know, being descriptive and asking people questions. And then as I grew up, I didn't like people anymore, so I probably thought it was best to work with animals. Yeah. My worst hair colour that I've ever had, green. It is the worst. There's nothing worse than when you have blonde hair and then it comes to winter and you go, yeah, I just want to darken it up a bit, make it a bit warmer for winter, and then you put like a dark blonde on it and it goes green. It's just all grey, and then it reminds me of my natural hair colour, which I hated, which makes me want to go back blonde. Stupid. Or black, or brown, or red, or something ridiculous like that. My favourite hair dye brand, my eyeballs are hurting, My favourite hair dye brand has probably got to be Casting Creme. You say tomato, I say tomato. Chocolate Truffle, it's like a browny reddish colour, and I love it. And the only downfall that I don't like about it is the fact that it's semi-permanent, so it doesn't usually last as long. But it's a lovely colour. My favourite TV series, Mr. Selfridge. Very sort of Downton Abbey, old school series. Really cool. Doesn't come back out now until February, but I really love it. And if you're sort of into the Downton Abbey, old school, London backstreet times, really good. Bra strap falling. Really good series to sort of get into, and it's funny as well. And Harry Selfridge is just brilliant actor, but apparently he's a dick in person, so my people skills probably would have let me down on that one. My favourite feature on myself, there's probably only one, and that's because other people have sort of drummed it into my head that it's really nice, and it's probably my eyes. People usually say they're like a really different sort of colour. I'm not going to get up too close because I have got like the eye strain of hell at the moment. So yeah, I need to wear my spectacles. So yeah, probably my eyes and my tattoo, and that's fairly recent, so that says it all. One thing that makes me self-conscious, my hips, because I don't have big boobs, my body structure literally goes do, and it goes do 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 do, and I've just got these gigantic hips, and I really don't like them. And then probably my boobs. There's nothing wrong with my boobs. I don't know. They're probably not my favourite feature, but they're not like my best. And sometimes my feet, just because I've got quite big feet for a girl. One thing that I learnt at a young age, don't take sweets off of strangers. I also learnt to ride at quite a young age as well. So I horse rode, ridden. I learnt to do that at 6.5 to 7 years old, and so on and so forth. If you got married, what would your wedding dress look like? I know what it wouldn't look like. I don't like them massive dresses that just go poof. I don't know. I just think it kind of takes the sight off of you and how you look, you know. I don't know, I've never been married before. But I wouldn't want like a massive dress, and I wouldn't want a dead straight dress, because as I just said, I don't really like my hips. So if you've got a dead straight dress, you're not gonna help yourself out, girl. It's just not cool. And I wouldn't want a dress that is like satin. So, you know, the straight dress that's satin would just be my worst nightmare. I'd hate that so much. So yeah, that's probably my preference. There's a picture of an elephant, that's cool. My perfect place to live would probably be the countryside. I like looking out of my window and having a nice view. I quite like sort of wildy life, trees and bush and landscapes. Also, if I lived in the countryside, that would encourage animals to come into my garden, and that would be cool. I like that. Dogs or cats? Both. I'm an animal carer, for God's sake. I can't have preference. Glasses or contacts? Glasses. I don't like sticking stuff in my eyes. It makes me feel weird. One true love of mine has got to be my mum and my animals. Fear. Being disappointed and being afraid of being afraid. I think that sounds silly, but being scared of being scared, it's kind of weird. Nobody likes to feel scared, do they? So that's probably one of my fears, is being scared of being scared. Vanilla or mint chocolate chip? Mint chocolate chip, it's a bit more interesting. And in Menorca they do the best mint chocolate chip ice cream. Next tattoo area where you want it, foot, wrist or back? Probably, that'll probably be my 3 different areas I might have it done. Do you want a piercing? If so, where would it be? Probably my nose. I pierced it when I was 13, bad idea. I did it with a cotton thread needle, got infected. So I'll probably get that done properly. How old am I? 19. One thing I can't do, I can't bend my thumb backwards. You know, like people can get it to like, touch their wrist. Yeah, I can't do that. I don't have like expendable thumbs. I don't know about anybody else, but I can't do that. Weirdest injury I've ever had. Anybody that has heard me say this story, I had a chopstick go in my eye. Completely my own fault. I was holding it, I was leant on a table, I laughed and went like that, and I had a chopstick go in my eye. I'm not blind, a lot of people think it, but it went into like the white bit of my eye, so I was very lucky. But that's probably my weirdest injury I've ever had. Do I want to get married one day? Yeah, I do, but I feel sorry for the guy who I married, the poor sod. Bath or shower? Bath with candles and bubble bath, because that's just the best. If I didn't work with animals, what would I do? I would just have to become a princess or a spy, or maybe a hairdresser. I mean, hairdressing is really common, isn't it, really? No offence, hairdressers out there, but I'd be that kind of hairdresser that wouldn't care if you've got split ends, and I wouldn't judge you. I'd be like, oh my god, have you seen this? This is absolutely disgusting. Just lob it off. I'll be that kind of hairdresser, be like, girl, don't you worry about that, we get that sorted. No, I wouldn't be like that either. I wouldn't even work in a hairdresser's. I would just go to people's houses. One cosmetic I couldn't live without: mascara, concealer, and probably eyeliner, just because ain't nobody want to be seeing your spots. And my eyes would look better with mascara than without it, probably. Something I love doing. I love volunteering at a wildlife park near me. I just love seeing the animals, and the people were really cool. So I really love volunteering there. Also, I like dyeing my hair even though I shouldn't, and I love making people happy and smile. That's probably one of my favourite things I like to do. My favourite sweets: I like the sour cherries. I like the sour cherries, the cola bottles, and you know, like them little strawberries that you can get that are just covered in sugar. Yeah, I like them too. And my favourite chocolate are probably pretty boring. It's probably fruit and nut or just plain. So yeah. What do you drink if you go out to the pub? Probably I don't really know. Sometimes vodka. I used to drink a lot of Jack Daniels, but then I was ill on it and that kind of put me off. But if I'm at home, I quite like drinking like Jack cider. That's quite cool. And wine. I like wine. And when I'm feeling fancy, I do like a good glass of champagne. That gets me feeling merry. So I'm trying to think if there's anything I've missed, but I don't think there is. So yeah, that's just a few things that I thought you might like to know, and a few things that people have asked me. Hope you found it somewhat interesting, and you will look forward to my next video. What do you guys want to see? Let me know in the comments below.